All right, so what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk about something I discovered. I did a challenge back in March with my funded futures, and it was a challenge where every account got $10,000 to start with, and the rule was you could only trade one contract, and it was a contest to see who would earn the most at the end of the month. Ultimately, I ended up coming in second or third, but because I used micros and minis, that breached the rules of the contest, so I didn't actually win a prize. But I know what I made. I turned 10,000 into $36,000 in a month, trading no more than two contracts. Since you'll mix the minis with the micros, but I learned something from that challenge that I think could really be helpful to you guys, which is why I want to make this video today to really just share something I discovered about prop trading, but also applies to almost every part of life. And I think this idea can really help me as a better trader, help me to become a better trader, and hopefully helps you become a better trader as well. But um, the realization I had maybe halfway through the month of March was basically the fact that not all traders have the same capital or the same drawdown. So you're in a market where you're trading against other traders that have more capital than you, more experience than you, more drawdown than you. And a lot of times we try to compare our results or our gains to people with different account sizes than us. And during that contest, I realized like a lot of guys are actually decent traders. They're just undercapitalized, or a lot of people would be much better traders if, like, literally, if every trader started off every single day with the same exact amount. I think then you could really see who is skilled as a trader. But the reality is, some people are average traders. They just have a lot more capital than you, and they can make far greater returns by simply having more capital. And the takeaway for me in my personal trading journey was that I need to trade position sizes that match my account, my real account, right? So I can't be trying to trade like a guy that has $1 million in drawdown when I have $5,000 in drawdown. Um, and that contest, like, if when it's standardized too, not just the amount was standardized, but the contract limits. So during that contest, the max position size anyone could have at any time was basically 10 micros in addition to one mini. So nobody had more than two contracts. So for the entire month, it truly was a contest of who could trade the best. The best meaning who could get in at a better position than everybody else, and who can get out at the right time. And that's all it was. It was about who had the ability to manage risk the best and to take profit the best. And that's all it was about. Um, and I did really well. I did really well, even though I didn't officially win the prize. I still feel pretty good about how I did performance wise, but this is no different than like in life, right? So if you are now entering adulthood and you're looking to buy a house and you're thinking a house should cost what your parents paid for their house, that's not going to be reality, right? And basically, they had an advantage because they were born way before you when houses were cheaper. And the stock market is no different than that. So this is true about trading. This is true about prop trading. This is true about markets, whether it's housing or labor markets. But this is just true all around, where you're going to enter markets where you're disadvantaged, where the people that were there before you are better than you. And I thought about even prop trading and how that's true for a lot of traders. So if you're a brand new trader or prop trader, and you're trading or you're comparing yourself to a guy that is a funded prop trader who already has payouts, right? You and that guy have way different journeys, right? So meaning let's say you're using an Apex account for the example, you would have to make $5,500 on a Apex 50K account before you can see a single dollar. The guy that's in the funded account that already has payouts, that guy has to make $1 to make a dollar, right? And that's the difference. So it's like you have a lot more of an uphill battle than a funded trader that already exceeded their drawdown with most prop firms, right? So you can't always compare yourself or take the same approach as someone that is far ahead of you in their journey. Like you have to literally look at where you're at. And the example I gave where I said you'd have to make $5,000 before you got your first payout, I'm considering the profits you need to make in the eval plus in your funded account. So in prop trading, new traders are disadvantaged. I get a lot of comments from guys on my account saying, "Oh, like prop trading is a Ponzi scheme, or it's like a scam, or they're using eval fees to make payouts for traders getting payouts." But ultimately, if you are a good trader and you are managing your risk and you are hitting your profit targets and you are exceeding your drawdown, you're gonna get a payout. Like I've proven that. That's true. They do pay. But you're not going to have the same journey as somebody else. The guy that is ahead of you, that already passed his eval, already exceeded his drawdown, and is getting payouts, he's not going to have to do everything that you're going to have to do in order to get a payout. I think that's what I see a lot in terms of the space, in terms of the content, is the guys that are getting payouts have no problem with the prop trading landscape, right? Because they've already done like the legwork, the preliminary work. And then a lot of the guys that are making the most complaints about prop trading are the guys that haven't gotten a payout yet. The guys that spent a lot of money on evals, and the guys that just haven't received a single payout and they spent lots of money on evals. And I've made videos before for you guys about there's free ways outside of buying prop evals to practice your trading, right? I always say do not buy eval unless you're ready to do it. Like if you think you have a strategy and it could work and you want to test it out, then do whatever you think you should do. But if you're not ready to, if you don't think you're there yet in terms of getting funded, don't buy an account. And also, like, the complaining. Stop whining, guys. Like, it's not going to be, everyone's not going to have the same luck. Everyone doesn't have the same skill. Everyone won't have the same drawdown. And you have to realize, like, you have to get better from the place where you're at. You can't think about trying to be in someone else's shoes, right? Like, you have to start where you're at. So if you don't have an account, you're not funded, it's going to be an uphill battle for you until you get your first payout. But generally, after you start getting payouts, it gets easier. Like, after you get payouts, you don't have to worry about passing your drawdown anymore. Once you get your payouts and you exceed your drawdown, you don't have to worry about intraday trailing anymore. So I just encourage you guys to literally run your own race, and also just make sure that you are really trading according to your own situation and not trying to, like replicate the gains that you see somebody else make that has like 10 times the amount of capital that you do. I definitely think doing that challenge in March when you're limited to only 2 contracts, it definitely forced me to refine my technique and just focus on my skill versus necessarily like thinking about, I can maximize my gains by sizing up. Whereas I was more focused on good entries, cutting my losses early, and just kind of really having a very consistent strategy to try to make gains on a daily basis. And I think once you start developing or building a drawdown, you do have the ability to take on additional risk or to hold on to runners a little longer. Um, and I think just keeping that in mind as you go through this journey of trying to be a prop trader, that everyone does not start at the same place. Everyone does not have the same amount of capital, and everyone does not have the same amount of drawdown. So it's up to you as a trader to figure out what is appropriate for you. Like, run a race that you can win. So thanks for watching this video. I want to share with you guys that Trade Day is having a 40% off promotion this month, and also no activation fees. So if you want to use my affiliate code, Honest Prop Trader, you will get that deal. So again, Trade Day, 40% off, no activation fee if you use the promo code Honest Prop Trader. I'll leave that link in the bio. I'll also share my funded futures link in the bio if you guys are interested. I have gotten payouts from these